Happy Mardi Gras!
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras!
The day after.
That's
the day
alright.
after, yeah.
Well, we're recording it the day after and we're going to post it a little while into the week. But, you know.
Coming to you from the lower levels of Peter's house today.
Basement. I got levels, baby. This is Bouge Town we're living in.
Levels.
Can I just test your levels? That's what we were doing before we started.
I feel very attacked.
A little bit of mic test.
I feel very attacked right now.
Hi, Josh. I said that again.
Is this the longest cold opening we've had?
No.
Guaranteed.
Most definitely not. Detour the podcast. The show where we don't know what we're talking about.
And you don't know what you're listening to. How many hungover gays do you think there are in the world right now?
90%.
Yeah, estimated 90%.
Yeah, that's a lot of partied out queers.
Now's the time to strike.
What?
Everyone's out of commission.
Except for that 10%.
Yeah, well.
Earlier today, we were putting together the Gay Avengers.
The Gay Avengers.
Who were our top picks? RuPaul.
Yeah. Lady Gaga, Elton John.
Bimini Bon Boulash.
Yeah, Von Boulash, of course. Just so she can rock up and be like, release the beast.
Bimini! Boom!
Oh my god, Bimini's like the Hulk equivalent.
Yeah.
Release the beast. Bimini.
Was RuPaul Iron Man?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Kate Bush is the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga is the Captain America.
Oh, absolutely.
She walks
Black
in
Widow?
singing her song Americano.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Wait, so who's the Hawkeye equivalent? Elton John.
Yeah, with his glasses.
Oh,
Goodness
it's true.
me. We celebrated Mardi Gras last night with a very exciting event. Our very own little baby boy Taine Harding was...
It wasn't just me.
Yeah, but that's who you are. You were involved.
We spent the night at Backbone Youth Arts at their little Mardi Gras event.
It was very sweet, very lovely.
And we saw Taine perform.
With the Runway Movement.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience.
Well, no, my experience was really good. Yeah, I'm still processing what happened. And what happened was...
What had happened
was that I performed on the stage. I did some dancing.
Oh, and it was a type of dance.
I mean, look, I performed it, but you guys watched it. Like, you can probably actually explain it better.
It was a bit sassy.
It was a bit sexy.
A bit sexual. Sexuality.
A sex siren, as they call you.
That's the bit, apparently.
Yeah, that was my bit.
Which is hilarious knowing Taine. But you pulled it off, acting.
We're talking
Acting.
full shirtless, overalls, one strap undone,
One nip out.
grinding against the floor. Cheeky.
Honey. And you did this one move over and over again with the hand down the neck.
That was my nerves going, what do I do?
Oh, it worked.
But
You
it
made it
worked.
work. That's the thing, dude. You only just had one rehearsal with them, and
Yeah,
then
it was
you got
crazy. We
into
had
it.
one rehearsal, which was on the Tuesday, and then we performed on the Saturday.
And you're already popping off with the big boys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like on par with everyone? It was so good.
Taine's a natural. He's a little mover. We know this.
Never
But
taken a dance lesson in his life.
it's so good
No.
to see you come to your full fruition with choreography and the whole shebang. Really proud.
There was a variety of performances.
Yeah.
We had some drag queens, we had some dance, we had some singing. There was this one guy there singing. Mwah, gorgeous.
What's his name?
His name was Garrett Lyon.
A magnificent name for a magnificent fellow. Just the most incredible vocals. So in tune. I know that's you would hope so.
He was
but
making jokes about being auto-tuned at a live performance.
he seriously was just ridiculously good. I felt like I was sitting watching a pop concert of a famous musician, you know, and he had the moves, he had the charisma, the uniqueness, the talent. And he had his own original song as well. He sung Waitress. He sung a song, and I know the exact place he discovered that. The Jeremy Jordan cover of the song from Broadway backwards on YouTube. But it was a beautiful rendition, I tell you that.
Followed up by a group of dancers who, their concept was great. They like took a sip out of this bottle of liqueur and decided to just do their own style of dance.
Yeah, they cycled through all of these
all the
dance
different styles. And you know what? Well, I really loved the concept that each one of them had a different style. But when one of them was doing their own style, everyone else had to sort of be like trying to fit in with that style.
Yeah, it was really cute.
And I felt so bad for the lanky dude. Because you could tell, like,
he
Bollywood
was surrounded
was
with some
style.
short stacks.
But no, he did very well.
Go. No, it was really good.
It's hard being lanky and trying to, like, copy people.
Yeah. You could attest, can't you, darling?
Yeah, absolutely.
As a lanky man
Absolutely.
yourself. Yeah, and there was a beautiful poet called Navi. Wow, just magnificent words. Really, really knew how to, like, command the space as well. Like, moving onto the stage, and then everyone was like, okay, it's time to listen, you know? So we'll put all of these people's Instagram handles down in the description because they deserve that bloody recognition for
Absolutely.
how wonderful they are. Then we had the Runway Movement popping in.
Yeah, shout out to the Runway Movement.
Who are gorgeous. This was the first time I'd seen them performing live. And boy, expectations, yep, delivered right there. They were out of this world. Beautiful choreography, really complex, like high quality dancing, the whole shebang. I'm going to talk about a woman named Go-Go Bumhole. Totally just out of nowhere. Had been emceeing the whole night. Beautiful, beautiful emceeing, lovely work. Suddenly, here comes her act.
Oh, a bumhole.
Probably. And just the most ridiculously good dancing I've ever witnessed live. Do you know what I mean, Josh?
She was possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was taken over with this spirit.
And it was just her on stage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and it was just her. You know, she took up this whole stage with her energy.
Also, might I just add, we made it to this event at 5 p.m. Apparently, nobody shows up to parties on time. We were the only 3 people there for like an hour.
We're the only gays that rock up on time.
We thought we missed a memo. It's because we're actors.
Because we're theatre
Actors
kids.
always got to be on time.
Gotta be on time. Gotta be there 30 minutes before.
Go-Go Bumhole made it there shortly after, to which she comes up to us and looks at Taine and I and says, "Oh, I remember you guys from
The House of Alexander.
the House of Alexander, Kiki." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." At this point, intense drag.
Yeah, like I couldn't
full on
tell who this
neon
was.
clothing, makeup to the gods, eyelashes longer than my bloody hair, and this most insane fluoro-coloured wig. I didn't know who it was. And now she's telling me that I've met them before.
Yeah.
It's like meeting a whole new person.
It's like a secret identity,
Yeah.
superhero time.
Yeah. Hi, we've met before.
You
Okay.
can't expect us to know who you are when you're looking like that, love.
But damn,
The
Oh, we knew.
transformation.
we knew after that performance,
Oh.
that is who she is. Wow.
The party actually continued on till like midnight, maybe longer.
But we
I
went
don't know.
home.
But we were worn out.
Yeah.
So we came home. This brings me to the next topic I want to bring up.
Whoosh.
Spiders. I think spiders have been following me now more than ever.
Calm down, Spider-Man.
I'm telling you, they're coming for me. As we're sitting in this room, there was a spider here when we came in, and it's just gone now.
It was like a horror movie sort of situation where we acknowledged the guy, he was just chilling there, whatever. We go about our business, and then all of a sudden, look to where he was.
Gone.
Absolutely disappeared. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I swear. I
I
swear.
thought you were finishing on the uh-oh. There's a wolf spider in Taine in my backyard, and it looks like a crab.
Well, it's got a booty like a crab.
Excuse me?
Looks like
And
a shell.
legs. It's got legs like a crab too.
Kinda.
It's
They
thick.
just look like spider legs.
It's
Thick.
chunky, and it's
Dummy.
crafting its web between the trampoline and a tree.
Goodness me, whatever shall you do?
It's
Let it live.
No.
Rude.
We're on our way home from this Mardi Gras event when I stop at a red light and I sense in my upper periphery this
Periphery.
presence on the ceiling, and I look up and there is a huntsman spider crawling on my, like, right above my driver's seat, and I freaked out. The window was open, and so I went to swipe the spider out the window.
Onto me.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I went to swipe the spider out the window, to which it held on and started crawling the other way, and then I went to swipe the spider out the other window
Onto me.
onto Taine.
Yes.
See? Don't butt in, bitch.
Yeah. Which, at that point, I was like, just leave it alone.
No, it is a bit of a dire situation if you're driving. A little bit stressful.
Yeah, but he was the one driving.
Exactly.
We could have crashed.
We were stopped at a red light.
Until you let your foot off the clutch and we moved a little.
Girl, what's going on? Anyway,
Either way.
well, no, okay, we were just like a bit spooked about it because one of our friends have recently crashed his car because of a very
'Cause of the
similar
spider.
situation.
Yeah, for the same reason I was like, just drive, Josh, just
But it
drive.
was chill. We just didn't know where the little man had gone to.
Yeah.
He just like scurried under the seats or something, and
Must-
so we pulled into the hospital because it was the closest place to pull into. Very convenient. if
Not
someone
for us,
got
for him.
that
For
bit.
the spider.
Right in front of a sign that said emergency.
And we, did the whole check, looked under the seats, nowhere to be
Couldn't
found.
find it. No.
Absolutely disappeared.
So then we went back to Peter's place. We get out of the car, and it was on my leg.
No!
I could feel something crawl up my leg, and I'm like, oh, there she is.
And she was eradicated from the vehicle.
Dusted.
Well, we thought she was dusted to begin with, huh? When you slapped her into oblivion.
I offended her.
We have changed the spider's pronouns from he to her in the span of this conversation. But
Good.
go off. That's very in the spirit of Mardi Gras.
Fluidity.
Yeah.
We were meant to drive straight to McDonald's, but none of us felt like spending any longer in that car than we should.
Yeah, it was
So
a
we
wise
just
decision.
came here and ordered Uber Eats instead.
Uber Eats is a good invention for a woman like myself who cannot drive.
We christened your spare bedroom with a McDonald's picnic at
Mhm.
like midnight,
With some nuggies. Yum.
followed by sleep.
Much sleep, much slumber. To think that at that point we had only just would have been leaving the building.
Yeah. And then we woke up and we ordered more Uber Eats.
Yay, that's the life I lead. Oh man.
funny.
Well, I tell you, in Gympie, Ubers don't exist. So I'm just taking advantage of the location I'm at, I'm reaping the benefits.
Do people in Gympie know what delivery means?
Wow, that's like
There
another
are
move.
Pizza
Other than
Huts.
the postman?
No. Shut up. We barely have buses too. We have like one bus that comes like once a day.
But that's
I
all
don't
you
know.
need,
No, but Gympie's pretty big.
surely.
Well, technically, it qualifies as a city because of the population. Think
the
about it.
city of Gympie.
Ew,
You're a
nah.
city girl.
It's so wrong though.
Yeah, so you're a city girl, actually.
No, I think we can attest that it doesn't qualify as a city. I think there are other things that you need to tick off the
A
boxes.
skyscraper.
Yeah, just at least one high rise.
Yeah.
Maybe like I went to the it's called Centro, our bloody
Centro.
Centro. That's where all the kids go to WAG school. The shopping centre complex. It's relatively like
Big?
yeah, and it was
Okay.
like built within the time of me growing up there as well. So it's like new.
Ooh, recent.
Yeah, it's like the biggest thing we got. It's got a big W in. That's about it.
It's just a big W.
Yeah, so I took Lachlan there on his Gympie visit, and we were walking around the shopping centre situation, and
How many people? Like, is it busy?
I don't know, yeah. Well,
Relatively
I have this
busy?
sort of thing where if I go out in Gympie, I'm going to see at least one person every single time I exit my home. Yeah, one person I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I'll have to like have a conversation like, how you been?
How you been?
Um,
What's life like? Oh, yeah, good.
But
Yeah.
Lachlan was like, can we go to the other levels? And I was like, what?
Other levels.
Are there
Levels.
Are there other levels?
No.
Clearly not.
Clearly
Taine.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I'm
was a
just-
city boy moment. It was a bit sweet. Poor dear.
I mean, that's the shopping centre at Capalaba. There's no levels, just one. There used to be a second level. It was for the cinemas only.
Oh yeah, that's like Strathpine.
But yeah. But then they removed that. and
Y'all should go support Gympie Cinemas. It's
then- Okay.
it's always like on the edge of struggling, I think.
Always.
Yeah.
So technically not struggling because they've been struggling forever.
We used to have like a drive-through place out in the you drive out into the fields and stuff, and there was like a drive-in cinema
Yeah, that's not
that
uncommon.
closed down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Once again, not uncommon.
yeah.
It was sad. What was I talking
I
about?
do love a good drive-in cinema. But, you know what has come to Strathpine currently?
What?
The circus!
Whee!
The circus is in town!
You're a clown.
That's the worst.
I turned into Cher apparently when I'm doing my Pennywise impression.
Fernando. The auto-tune on Cher in the Mamma Mia movie. Can we talk about it, please?
I haven't seen it.
The
I
second
saw
one?
No, I
it
haven't seen it.
ridiculous amount of times.
Oh.
Not on purpose, accidentally.
It needed more Meryl Streep.
It made me cry at the end, and I hadn't even watched the first
I
one.
didn't realise
Oh.
Meryl Streep. I don't know. I have no idea if we've talked about this on a previous podcast or not. But I didn't realise Meryl Streep got so much shit for being in Mamma Mia.
She did.
Because everyone was like, "Oh my god, she can't sing! Like that's
Ah.
horrible." But it's not just about the singing.
No.
All right, it's about the character.
Acting.
No one else could play that character.
I mean.
No.
Okay.
Blasphemer.
Yeah.
No one else can play that character.
Hello everyone, it's time for the literature section.
I love when you do that every time.
Today we have a book that I got from my grandmother, so it's an ancient artifact. It's called A Pictorial History of Film Musicals by John Cobble or Cobal.
Perhaps.
Cabal. It's a thick beast of a book, and it's just like when you think about the process of people who write books like this. You know, this is just a nerd who really liked musicals, collected a bunch of pictures from them, and then wrote.
Happy Mardi Gras.
And isn't that just in the spirit of Mardi Gras? I'm going to be reading an excerpt about Gene Kelly, as I'm sure that's something a lot of people will be familiar with. It's quite far ways into the book, like it goes deep into the historical beginnings of musicals, and it's not that I've read it all. It's been sitting in my shelf. So let's see what he has to say. Ahem. Almost from the moment he arrived in Hollywood, Gene Kelly was not satisfied to just be a dancer. His training as a choreographer and instructor at his own dancing school, strongly influenced by the new trends on the Broadway musical comedy stage, could be seen at his work in his dance numbers. Could be seen at work in his dance numbers, many of which he choreographed himself. Perhaps this desire to control, shape, and guide his numbers is in some measure responsible for his dynamic but overloaded dance routines. In the end, they become wary, imaginative, but not spontaneous. Wow, everyone's a critic, I guess. Nevertheless, as a film star, choreographer, and at last director, Kelly was a most important addition to the musical talents gathered at MGM. With Stanley Donen, who had just begun his professional career as a dancer in the chorus of Pal Joey, starring Kelly, he choreographed and finally coordinated several musicals, beginning with the classic On the Town. They then co-directed Singin' in the Rain and It's Always Fair Weather, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and Funny Face were directed solely by Donen, and Damn Yankees and The Pajama Game were both co-directed with George Abbott for Warner Brothers. These are among the few exciting musicals made with flair in the 50s. For the sheer 4th of July exuberance, neither Kelly nor Donen, I don't know how to pronounce his name, do you?
No.
Do you? Donen?
Donen?
Old Donnie, ever made a better film than On the Town. It was based on the stage musical by Betty Comden and Adolph Green, with music by Leonard Bernstein even, and inspired by Jerome Robbins' ballet Fancy Free. This is just name dropping, I tell ya. You know those people who are just like, they know everything about everything.
I feel like I'm back in uni.
Yeah, this is exactly what we had to write about, like, for a reading on a week. And
names after names.
But this
after
guy
names.
has written a whole freaking
How many pages?
320-page book.
Wow.
I mean, it's a broad topic. Must have done so much
Broadway
research.
topic.
It's really impressive.
How many years does it span?
Let's see.
This book cost you $3.
Not me.
Not you.
My nana.
Bargain.
I think she used it as sort of a drawing reference book because she was an artiste.
Right.
Okay.
Like, because there's lots of images of figures and people dancing and
All the poses,
yeah, it would have been really
and
cool
costumes.
artist
as well.
reference
Did
thing.
you guys see Singing in the Rain live a few years ago?
No.
No.
They had actual rain on stage.
Whoa, that
Wow.
would have been so wet.
How did they summon a rain cloud?
At the end of the first act, it rained on the floor.
Man, I'm a
Speaking
sucker
of-
for little gimmicks like that.
Speaking of Tom Holland's Singing in the Rain.
That haunts my brain.
That's a
had
video that lives rent-free in my brain.
They had a splash zone in the theatre.
I love
They
that.
were giving out raincoats to people in the front
Oh,
row.
they're really cute. I like it.
It
That's
was
fun.
really good.
The musicals I've seen at QPAC. Matilda, Sound of Music,
Man, I love Matilda.
and
I wish I had have seen it.
Shrek the Musical.
I love that.
Matilda was really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the old Tim Minchin.
We are revolting children living in
Begin
revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes.
It's just turned into a cover podcast.
When I grow up.
When I grow up, when I grow up.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And
And-
the TV song.
Mm-hmm.
Forgotten how it goes.
Miss Trunchbull was magnificent. Best part of the musical by far. There's just this big... She actually swung a kid around by the hair.
You've told me this and I was wigged.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, buy a wig.
So was she.
I don't know. I was younger, so I can't really remember the but I just the vision of it, her swinging a child around, is there. For sure, I'm convinced. She swung a child. She was massive. And then at the very end, for the end credits, she like scooted past everyone taking their bows on a little scooter. That was when I would come to Brisbane for like a special occasion. We like hired a hotel.
And you used to see like the billboards of like drag performers. And you're like, oh man, I wish I could convince people to take me to those.
Dude, seriously, I saw Sound of Music, and on the train ride home, I saw a billboard for Bianca Del Rio's comedy show, and like in my mind I was like, this is the moment. This is
the moment I run away.
Yeah, I was like trying to figure out how I was going to get to Brisbane by myself.
Did you ever do that as a kid?
What?
You'd get like so passionate about something or so angry about something, you'd be like, I'm going to run away.
Well, yeah, but that'd be too scary.
I would go so far as to pack a bag and spend maybe 3 or 4 hours down in the reserve.
Where would you run to?
And then
I
you'd
would
come
go
back
build a
home.
tree house or something. But
That's
as soon as the
amazing.
sun went down and I started getting bit by mozzies, I was like,
It's not worth it.
I'm sure they've realised I'm gone by now.
That's very dramatic. I like it. I like that you actually went through with it. Did you, Taine?
No, not really.
Did you run away as a child or were you normal?
No, it's just like, it's also like a bit thrilling, isn't it? You're like, I'm going to go be Peter Pan in the forest. There was a gully next to my house.
Excuse me?
Huh?
A gully?
Yeah, gully.
Like
Like Fern Gully.
Fern gully.
No, yeah, like a gully. Yeah. I don't know. What else do you want me to say? It's a gully.
That's such a strange word, isn't it?
I like it. Well, it's a gully. And
Sea gully.
it was like at the bottom of the hill, and there was all like these plants and like a little bit of water, and you weren't meant to go down there because snakes or whatever.
The witch will get you.
Yeah.
What's
And
the snakes?
I
The snake
didn't
witch.
because I'm a wimp, so there you go. I'm still alive because I didn't go into the gully. But it was like a very spooky place. Like you'd see it and you'd be like, ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, what's in there?
Did y'all have any spooky places around your places?
Only at like night time, I guess. There's like one pathway down to like the park that has one of those old like, you know, the like big sewer like
Yeah.
entrances.
Yeah. I had
It's
a
like
few
a
of those.
massive concrete ramp down into this like abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
We had, back at my childhood house, we had like across the road, like this park that was like covered like, you know, trees and whatnot. But they were like, it was in between like a few houses, so they were separated like, it was enclosed with a fence. Just one street light in there. It wasn't even like a bright light, it was a warm light. So like you could just see it. And sometimes when walking home from my mate's place, I'd have to go through there because it was like the quickest way. And I'd be like, just go. Just go.
My God.
Power walk.
I would always imagine like some flying creature landing on top of like the light posts and like swooping down.
Oh
at
my
me.
God. When I
Very
was
scary.
little and we went on really long trips, I would look out the window and, you know, like there's light posts
Yeah.
along the highway. I would like sort of squint my eyes so that they went a bit blurry, and then I'd sort of like wiggle them around and they'd sort of dance, and I pretended I was their choreographer.
Oh, that's fun. I always pictured on highway trips, I always pictured like a running man across the car doing like
Oh, yeah,
parkour.
yeah.
Sometimes mine would be animals, not necessarily people.
And
Or
then
birds.
Subway Surfers came along.
Stole my thunder.
You should sue them for intellectual property rights.
Intellectual-
That's the word. Oh, I'll tell you about the Gympie tunnels.
Hopefully
You
it's
spooked about the sewerage thing?
Yeah.
Nah, the Gympie tunnels is where it's at. Apparently, well, I never went there. It was just a bit of a meme in my friend group because we're like, oh, bro, meet you down at the Gympie tunnels.
And they were never to be
But
seen again.
Liam said that he actually went down there, my little brother, and I was like, what you mean, bro?
I've been in sewer tunnels before.
But these are the Gympie tunnels.
I don't know what that means. Like tunnels as in like sewer tunnels or like tunnels
Means
like in
they're
like cave
even
tunnels.
Stinkier.
I don't know what the shtick is, but you can go in one side and then you come out on the other side of Gympie or something like that. I don't know.
A
This is
tunnel.
all rumor.
That makes sense. It's all myth. It doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
The catacombs.
No,
Yeah.
like the real cool, dingy, like, street kids, like, that go down and they're like, ooh, I'm exploring the tunnels. At
Honey,
least that's what I think happens.
Like, so, I don't know. If it's a tunnel, it only goes one way. Unless it splits off.
What do you mean it only goes one way?
They said you go in one way and come out the other, so it should just be one straight line.
Taine, do you know how tunnels work?
I
You
don't
can go
know.
2 ways in a tunnel.
One day
if
we're
there's
gonna-
only one entrance and exit.
Yeah, but you're only going to go in a straight line. Ooh, I'm exploring.
Okay, one day
Yeah.
we'll do a
We'll do it?
live detour exploration of the Gympie tunnels.
Okay.
And we'll answer all of these questions
Yeah, I
you
want to
have
know.
for me.
Is there a left and right, or is it only just...
Apparently
away?
it just gets like shorter and shorter as you go in.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
Liam wouldn't be able to go very far, which I'm happy about. I don't particularly want my little man going in there. But yeah, that's the legend of the Gympie tunnels. I think drug deals happen in there or something.
Oh, for sure.
Are we gonna get shivved?
Probably.
Do it.
Do it. Get
do
shivved.
Do it. I see another book on the table. Peter.
I did bring 2 options to today's literature section. I didn't know what
Let's
would, be pertinent.
Do
We
we
but
just decided that the
Do I want to surprise him?
we
Do another one.
decided that the history of film musicals was a bit more Mardi Gras than the Potato Cookbook.
But I would beg to differ. What is more?
Gay than a potato.
I have very
She's
strong
versatile.
feelings
Well, yeah.
about the potato. I think it is the best vegetable.
Yeah.
Is it a vegetable?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, good. It is the best vegetable. It's the most versatile.
They're queer.
Yeah, look, so many options and varieties, so
Different
many
shapes and
colours.
sizes. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
It just is so good, but obviously my favourite is the mashed potato.
Oh, I'm with
I
you all
could
the
eat
way.
an entire bucket of that and be unsatiated.
Mashed potato and potato gems. There's just something about potato gems that is like it's in a different realm to chips and wedges.
Is
you
it
know?
because you like their name?
No.
Gems?
Well,
Aw,
that
that's
too.
cute.
It sounds cool, but the texture with a little bit of sour cream. Ooh,
Ooh.
I hiccup.
Is that the sour cream?
I was overcome by the cream.
But they're just such a perfect vegetable. And today, I guess I'm going to share with you a recipe that you may not have thought of using your beloved potato.
Beloved.
Your beloved potato vegetable creations for. Ugh. Sweet potato with macaroni and cheese.
Oh, that's interesting.
New potatoes and parsley sauce. What's a new potato?
What, are those the really
Recent.
small ones, the little baby ones?
Oh, they're new.
It's a new potato.
Oh, that's really cute.
See, potatoes have so much personality.
Yeah. Potato, apple, and bacon mash.
That sounds good.
I think that's probably just a mash with nice flavours in. Let's go for it, eh? Ahem. Step 1. Put the potatoes, apples, and salt in a medium saucepan and cover with cold water. Bring it to boil over medium-high.
I love this.
I think the summary of that one is just boil some potatoes. Step 2. Meanwhile, melt 10 grams. Quarter Oz. What's Oz mean?
Ounce.
Ounce. Why is it Oz?
I have no idea.
I think I'm dumb.
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know.
I don't know, but you knew it was ounce. Thank you. That's very helpful. Of the butter into a small frying pan at medium heat and cook the butter until crispy. About 5 minutes.
Crispy.
Stirring occasionally.
Asian.
So melt some butter.
Boil
Summarizing.
some potatoes, melt some butter.
Melt the remaining butter in a small saucepan of medium heat and whisk the milk. Add cheese, sea salt, and pepper. Sea salt, specifically sea salt. What's the difference?
What about pink Himalayan rock salt?
I feel like you could use any, but If it says so.
I feel like I'm very
If it is
uncultured
written.
right now. As it is written, so
Well,
it shall be.
done.
This is what chefs worry about, and I'm very, very far from a chef.
But very, very close to the microphone.
Just a little treat for everyone there. To summarise, you put a lot of ingredients together and warm them, which, as I concluded in a previous episode, is what cooking is. Food warm.
Food warm. That's
Food
my
warm.
favourite.
I think we're gonna start bringing you like an Instagram live stream series.
Oh
of
my
Peter
God,
trying to
that'd be
cook
fun.
things by just heating them up a little.
Food warm.
That is cooking though, Josh!
Yeah, but like not your conventional ways of heating things up.
Oh, like
We're
with a
gonna bring it-
hairdryer or
Yes,
a heater.
A hairdryer. Or
or
cracking
a
an egg
warm
on
light.
the road in a hot
Mhm,
day. We're
mhm.
gonna do it.
I really like this idea. I'm sorry for
so
bumping the
delirious.
table.
I'm
That's good,
so
that's-
delirious.
that's
I'm in my
good.
pajamas.
Congratulations.
I was saying that just to like let everyone know how over today I am already.
The state of being you're at.
But also, I just wear pajamas all the time, so no one cares.
Listen, ladies, this is just if you want to feel some solidarity with Joshua right now, he's in a state of mind. If you've lately been feeling lethargic, find solace in this connection with our boy Josh Welter. In this moment.
Thank you. My Venmo number is.
If you want more of Peter and Josh, take a detour to our podcast socials at Podcast Detour on Twitter and Detour the Podcast on Instagram.
We saw a play recently that I was like, ooh, neat about a thing that they did. Some interesting directorial choices. And the way that it was sort of like, they were in one room at the beginning, and then they were in the other room at the beginning of the play for the second half. And so we saw what was going on in the other room.
Which I liked that. That was nice, but it also didn't make any sense at all. Because in the first half of the play, you couldn't hear anything that was going on in the other room. But in the second half of the play, when you're getting the perspective from the other room, they had microphones set up so you could hear the lines going on from the first half in the other room through the wall. I'm like, is this a one-way soundproofed wall between the kitchen and the living room?
Sometimes you just gotta make sacrifices for the dramaturgy.
The kitchen is heavily soundproofed.
Yeah, in One Direction. One Direction.
One Direction.
Did you guys like One Direction?
One Direction. One Direction.
I don't know.
I was indifferent.
Unfortunate.
I was indifferent, yeah.
I did not like them.
Yeah,
Like
that's,
some
that's
songs,
where I sat.
some songs I was like, ooh, that's good.
But
And
I
then-
wasn't like a groupie
but I wasn't
with
a
cardboard
fan.
cutouts in my
Goodness me.
bedroom.
Wow, you just attacked Laura.
You attacked a whole lot of
I promise
ladies.
I wasn't actually thinking of Laura. I was thinking of various primary school friends.
Hi Laura, if you're listening.
I love you, Laura.
Jane has a cardboard cutout of who?
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles in her home still as a 20-year-old lady. Love you, Jane. Love that energy.
Hey, that's respect.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that house is eclectic as hell. We got a horse. You ever noticed the horse, you guys?
The real horse?
No, the rocking horse.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Yeah. And this space capsule massage chair that you go in and get transported to another dimension.
Yeah, that's a bit whack, isn't it?
It's cool.
To the moon.
Thank you. I would love to have a little karaoke. No.
Go for it.
No.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Stretch my pain out a little bit longer. Go for it.
Josh Welter.
Your name is Peter, and you approve this message.
I can rap the entirety of Magic featuring B.O.B.
Let's go.
Who's the singer? Do you know? Rivers. That's a good name to pronounce. Cuomo. I had an angel whisper in my ear the pronunciation. And on that note, I think I'm going to end Joshua's suffering. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us
Happy
on
Mardi
this
Gras.
ride of love and acceptance. What am I saying? We're accepting that Josh is feeling tired today.
It was a big Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it was
Happy
a big Mardi
anniversary,
Gras.
Taine.
Their anniversary's on Mardi Gras. What the hell?
Happy birthday, Mum! Also on the same day.
That's a lot of things to pack into one day. No wonder you're feeling tired,
Yeah.
Mommy.
Mwah.
See you next time.
To the moon!